When Nick Williams isn't fully occupied with his accountancy job, he's counting down the days until Cheltenham, where he's got a live chance of success with Diamond Harry in the RSA chase. You're searching for your first festival winner. Diamond Harry came close last year. You must have high hopes that he can pull it off this time round.
I do have high hopes. We started off the season over hurdles, which, we did win a valuable race at Haydock, but it probably would have been more helpful if we'd started the season over fences to give him more practice. I was thrilled with the Haydock run, but disappointed by the Newbury run, where he jumped so badly, and I don't think he'll get away with jumping like that in the RSA. He's been out so brilliant in his jumping at home, and he was prior to Haydock, that I haven't felt that it's made any difference. But he was slightly the same over hurdles. He'd be brilliant at home, and then when we got to the racing situation, he'd be running down his hurdles and not keeping straight. So we actually had the same problem over hurdles as we got over fences, and there isn't really anything I can do about it at home.
So you're just waiting until Cheltenham and hoping that he'll perform like he did at Haydock?
Yeah, that's all we can do. We can't do any more. All I've got to make sure is I don't overdo him work-wise, because he's a horse you can easily overtrain, and possibly you slightly overtrained before he went to Cheltenham last year.
So how do you feel about Diamond Harry this year compared to last year going to the festival?
Probably about the same, but I think the RSA is a much more competitive race in a lot of ways, because it'll be a bigger field and it's a furious gallop and it's a hugely competitive race. So I think in a way he's got more to do this year than he did last year. And I would like the weather to warm up, because I feel he's a tiny bit starey in his coat, and I would like a bit more bounce and activity from him than he's really showing at the moment. But it has been a horrendous winter, to be honest.
And who do you rate as the main danger in the race?
I think Long Run is the best horse in the race. I've never seen such an impressive novice chase performance as his at Kempton, and I thought he was pretty good as well at Warwick. So he's a horse who I'm hugely impressed with. So he would be the horse I fear most.
And how is Diamond Harry at home? Is he happy in himself? Is he ready for the festival?
Yeah, he's okay. Each race takes quite a lot out of him. So I would hope in a couple of weeks' time from now he'll be a bit more bouncy than he is today.
Very happy, boss. Very good.
Did he take a really good hold?
Yeah, no, much keener today.
So do we think we're all set for Cheltenham now then?
Yeah, bang on.
Do you think he'll jump a bit better at Cheltenham than he did at Newbury?
Depends who's schooled in.
Can we talk about some of your other exciting horses going off to the festival? Rev de Civilla looks like he's improved this year. You must be thrilled with his progress.
Yeah, he's a much more straightforward, easier horse in every single way than Diamond Harry, and I am thrilled. I think he's got the best novice form of the English horses going into the festival race. But rather like last year, we're up against a strong favourite from Ireland. The write-ups on Rite of Passage have been very glowing, and he looks to have a favourite's chance.
Otherwise, you're happy with the rest of the field?
Yeah, I think on English form, he's got the best form. He's won the only Grade 1 hurdle this year when he won the Challow at December at Newbury, and that's no other competitor from England's won a Grade 1.
He's entered in the Neptune Investment Novices Hurdle.
Yeah, that's the only entry he's got. He's no entries in the 3-miler at all.
And how necessary is soft ground for him?
Not at all necessary. Again, the ground wouldn't be a worry to me. Good to soft ground would be perfect. I wouldn't even mind good ground for him. Wouldn't matter. We've got Cornas entered in the 2-mile champion chase, but that looks to be one of the hottest races of the festival, and there are no chinks in the armour, I don't think, of the Paul Nicholls pair. They're very strong, and Kalahari King's very strong, Petit Robin's very strong. And Big Zeb's strong. They're a formidable opposition. So therefore we might even duck that and go for the Grand Annual.
And what race are you targeting your 4-year-old George Nimpton?
With a bit of luck, he'll get into the Fred Winter this year. He's off a mark of 1, 2, 3. Last year that would have just got him into the race, but I hope he'll get in with a few to spare, really. because there haven't been as many juveniles running this year, so I'm hoping the Fred Winter won't be too bad.
And this morning on the gallops we saw Singapore Reef.
Yeah, he's another entry for the Fred Winter, but again he's even lower in the weights at the moment than George Nimpton, so we have to be lucky to get into the race. But as I say, I'm hopeful.
We saw James Devassi on the gallops this morning. He was looking good. You must be excited about him.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with him. He's had a good season. Impressive Chepstow win first time out. Fantastic fourth in the Greatwood, which has worked out as very strong form. Perhaps we made a bit too much use of him that day. Perhaps a shade disappointing at Exeter, where we were well beaten, but I'm hoping that the step up in trip will enable him to show better form. So, I see him as a very live candidate for the Coral Cup. The only other Cheltenham entry we've got is Mavoici, who's entered in the Triumph Hurdle, but he is a horse who must have some cut in the ground, so he's a horse that is very unlikely to run unless it's soft or heavy. What are you going to do? Stay up there in the field? What do you reckon? Or do you want to come down one?
Come down if you want.
Yeah, do come down once then, yeah. In the long run, I see him as a future Gold Cup horse, but he has been impressive as a juvenile. A 10-length win of the Grade 1 at Chepstow at Christmas was hugely impressive, I thought, and I think he should go on from here, but we have to be a bit careful with a young horse with his potential not to ask him to do too much too soon. He's a fantastic horse to look at. He's got a huge amount of class, so he's a type of horse everybody wants to have. We've had a fantastic season and we're 12th in the table at the moment. I wouldn't want to end up lower than that at the end of the season, so we need to have a good Cheltenham and a good Aintree. And I suppose we go to the festival with slightly better prospects than we had last year. And in the end last year we managed a second, a third, a sixth. So, I'd hope to do a bit better than that this year.
And your main hope is Diamond Harry?
Odds-wise, I would have to say I'd be probably be more keen on Rev de Civila's chance than Diamond Harry's chance.
So that's one we should note then?
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Nick, you're a full-time accountant and you've got a big yard of 25 horses. How do you do it?
Well, basically, I'm supposed to be a full-time accountant, but they'll all tell you in the office that I'm not very full-time, and the accountancy has to rather play second fiddle to the horse training.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Okay, pleasure.